So, news recently came out that Kevin Smith has legitimately been finally caught somewhat in the lie that he's been spinning, if you will, when it comes to Masters of the Universe Revelation. The reason I say that is because a lot of people out there, notable reviewers, critics, if you will, had gotten an early copy. I wouldn't say early copy, but an early screening of the first half of the new Netflix series, which supposedly, depending on who you believe or what you believe, is supposed to be somewhat of a sequel, straight up sequel, spiritual sequel, successor, whatever you want to call it, to the original Filmation series from 1983 to 1985. And even though Kevin Smith himself has come out, along with others, and that have been working on the series, and have pretty much said, hey, this is going to be a sequel to the original, over the past several months, if not the past year, he's kind of retracted on those statements and said, oh, no, that's not exactly what I meant. You heard wrong. This is actually a spiritual successor, or this is a spiritual sequel, or this is, kind of a spin-off, if you will, of the series. And everybody that has heard this has pretty much countered that by showing not only what the synopsis told us about back when the idea was first presented, but also showcasing a lot of what Kevin Smith has said to contract, his fandom for He-Man and, his knowledge of it and stuff like that, and also what the series was about. So when a lot of people from Grace Rudolph to IGN and many others got their early copies, or early screenings, I should say, of the first 5 episodes, pretty much everything people said was going to happen, or sources close to the situation had informed those like Grace, like IGN, like Geeks and Gamers, like Clownfish TV, like Yellow Flash, and many others. All the information that those close to the situation, or those that were working on the series, had let them know about, turned out to be fact. It turned out to be true. And even though a lot of this has been revealed, Kevin Smith, leading up to this, and I think even afterwards, has tried to disavouch that information by saying, oh, no, don't believe what they say. That's not what the series is about. No. And even before these reviews came out, he tried to disavouch it, by saying, no, that's not what the series is. But yet, people that got those early access screenings to the first half of this one season or limited season run for Revelation have pretty much countered Kevin Smith's lies, or his I guess you could say, what's the word I'm looking for? Kevin Smith's lies and, his distracting to what's really going on. Pretty much those people have said, what everybody's been saying that this series was going to be about, that information that got out to the likes of a Clownfish TV and IGN, a comic book resources, Cartoon Brew, Grace Rudolph, Geeks Gamers, Yellow Flash, you name it. That basically all that information that Kevin Smith tried to deny is true. It is indeed fact. It is indeed reality. And, Kevin Smith now has basically not a platform to stand on to try to counteract those reviews, or that information that's gotten out. Now, some of these reviews have given the series a positive feedback in some areas. Like IGN, I think, said it's a bona fide blast, but pretty much has said in bold red letters, and Clownfish TV even showed this when they talked about it, that basically IGN, who is a very reliable source, if you will, very reliable source when it comes to information like this, whether it's games or movies or shows or whatever, streaming, whatever, IGN pretty much said it themselves in bold red letters in their review from their early screenings of the series, of the first half of the series, that this is indeed the Teela show, and that He-Man Prince Adam is in the role that Mad Max was in the recent Mad Max movie Fury Road. That's basically what they compare it to. They even point out that it's implied that there's an LGBTQ relationship, lesbian relationship, going on between Teela and Andrea. And they even mentioned that it's implied, or at least hinted at, that Prince Adam might be LGBTQ, he might be gay. But we're not sure about that, because what they're saying is it's hinted at, while the Teela Andrea situation is pretty much implied. And this all is in the face. This is all being reported, I should say, in the face of what Kevin Smith has been trying to debunk. He's been trying to debunk the information by saying it's not true, but yet you have reliable sources like IGN pretty much saying it is. And, this is something that I'm sure Netflix did not want. Because like I said in one video, and I'm hoping this isn't the case, I'm hoping Netflix doesn't do this, but with this being revealed, basically everything that Kevin Smith has tried to debunk, those that have worked close on the series has tried to debunk, and even the Netflix CEO has tried to debunk, or at least the person in charge of the animation division at Netflix has tried to debunk. With all this happening, again, I hope it doesn't occur. I hope it doesn't happen. But this may be the last straw. This might be the nail in the coffin that pretty much makes Netflix's overall board of directors and the CEO, the president, be like, hey, this was a great investment, but if this is the kind of slandering we're going to get, the kind of criticism we're going to get, if this is the kind of person we're going to be involved in that pretty much lies about what the series really is, then we don't want to have nothing to do with it anymore. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm hoping Netflix, because I know they have another He-Man show for younger audiences, all ages, if you will, in the works. But, as far as this one goes, I don't think they're going to want to have anything to do with Smith, after this. I don't think they're going to want to have anything to do with him after this. If he's just going to, come out and pretty much try to lie in front of everybody, when pretty much every information that has been legitimized through the early access that IGN, Grace Rudolph, and many others have gotten, pretty much has proven his debunkness wrong. So, yeah, Kevin Smith, you would think Kevin Smith himself would know that when something is on the verge of premiering in theaters, or it's on the verge of premiering on streaming services or whatever, you think someone like Kevin Smith would realize that a lot of the people that are known to have a voice, if you will, basically have been known to criticize, or at least give their opinions on, what is scheduled to come out for everybody to see, in a couple of days or within a couple of weeks or a week or so. You would think Kevin Smith, of all people, would know that, when those people get those early access to the screeners, they're going to let they're going to let their thoughts be known. They're going to let it be known to the world. They're going to let everybody that's looking forward to whatever it is that's coming out, either in theaters or streaming, they're going to let them know what to expect. I mean, why do you think a lot of critics are crapping on Space Jam: A New Legacy right now? Because when they saw the early access screening of it, along with others, they pretty much gave their opinion like, this is nothing more than a 2-hour commercial for Warner Brothers. That's how they saw it. They basically saw it as a piece of garbage, as a waste of time. And you know what? Them saying that was a way to basically discourage anybody from going to the theaters and seeing it, or watching it on HBO Max. But people still, they read those critical reviews, thought about it and be like, okay, let me be the judge of that. Let me see how I feel about it. And there are some, if not a lot of people that do agree with what the critics said that were at the early screenings for the movie. But then there's also those that saw it when it finally came out and they enjoyed it. I mean, sure, they admitted there were some flaws and throughout the film that made it not so good, but overall they kind of enjoyed it. They tolerated it for the cheese fest that it is, for the commercial cheese fest that it is. But but they still saw it and they let themselves be the judge of it. The thing is, when you have critics coming out looking at Revelation and saying, yeah, it's a bona fide blast, but what holds it back is the people that were behind it pretty much lied or tried to debunk the information that was correct about it. That's what's holding it back. That's not a good thing. And again, you think Kevin Smith, of all people, would realize that. You think he would realize that, seeing as though he's worked in movies, he's starred in the very movies he's worked on. You think he would know that. But he didn't. Or at least, I guess he forgot that he knew that or something. Or maybe he tried to be old school and be like, hey, if I say it like this, try to debunk the information, try to make it sound like, what people are hearing is false, that'll still get the curiosity to tune in and surprise them. I don't know if that was his mentality or not. But the thing is, again, he should have known better. He should have known better. And here's the other thing, too, I'm pretty sure some people are thinking. I'm sure some people are thinking, did Kevin Smith just take this on so he could pretty much make a parody out of He-Man? I mean, look, he's making Adam, hinted at according to these early screenings by these people that are reviewing those, these first 5 episodes they saw, is he trying to make a parody of He-Man by saying, oh, Adam's gay? Because everybody's pretty much memed that throughout the years. Ever since the original. And, is that what he's doing? Is he putting Teela in the position she is to parody the fact that, women want to be known as being strong and equal to men, so I'm going to make Teela like this. You have to wonder to yourself, is this nothing more than a serious, all ages or adult animated parody of He-Man, just by the hint that was given that, Adam, He-Man might be gay, according to the reviewers that saw the early screenings. And this also is the reason why Teela is, being portrayed the way she is. And the fact that they want to kill off Orko because he was looked at as an annoying character by a lot of people. Is this what it's about? Is that what really Masters of the Universe really is? Is a parody? Or Masters of the Universe Revelation is? It's nothing more than a serious adult animation parody? Is that what this is? You got to really think about that. Is this a parody? I just thought about that. I'm thinking, is this a parody? It could be taken seriously, looked at seriously, the stories could be good and everything, but in the end, is this nothing more than a parody of the original by Kevin Smith? Because he likes to do parodies at times, when it comes to some of the projects he's involved in and stars in. So you have to wonder, is this, maybe, is that the reason he's coming out and trying to debunk all this information because he doesn't want it to get out that, yeah, this is something you should watch. It's good and everything. And oh, by the way, in reality, it's really a parody. Makes you wonder. But yeah, pretty much everything that Kevin Smith has tried to debunk, has tried to go against and say it's not right, it's not true, pretty much has blown up in his face. From the early screenings that people have seen and have given their opinions on. That includes people from IGN, Grace Rudolph, and many others. And I'll tell you, Clownfish TV, Yellow Flash, Geeks and Gamers, everybody that's pretty much called Kevin Smith out for his BS and trying to, say it's not what we think it is, are having a field day coming up here on YouTube, going on to social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook, and calling him out and saying, ha, caught you in a lie. We caught you in a lie, and now you have to either admit it or not, pretty much, or not, work on something like this ever again. I'm just, that's pretty much the field day a lot of these people are having that have called Kevin Smith out on his lies and trying to debunk, everything we pretty much knew about it from the very reliable sources, that is Clownfish TV put it, that are close to those that are working on the series. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. How do you feel about Kevin Smith, and his lies basically, catching up to him being caught in that lie, everything he's tried to say is false news being debunked by these early reviews from these screeners people have gotten to see of the first 5 episodes of the series. Let me know what your thoughts are. Comment down below in the comments below, as well as let me know what your thoughts are in the live chat during the premiere. And also let me know how you feel about the fact that perhaps this is nothing more than a parody that Kevin Smith is disguised as a very serious adult successor or sequel to Filmation's He-Man. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, as well as in the live chat during the premiere, and I will talk to y'all later.